Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about should I be fasting or not. This has been, oh my gosh, such a hot topic. Recently I've seen like a bunch of posts. People have like a lot of feelings on whether it be talking about like intuitive eating or fasting or all these things, and I'm like, you know, there's both sides to this, and I think a lot of times when people just post something and they'll be like, this person came out with a book on this or this, saying this, and I'm like, okay, that maybe they're just sharing their experience, or maybe they're talking about something, whatever, alrighty, right? So it's always good to look at things within a certain context, but also note that if you're seeing information being shared that has a lot of an emotional charge behind it, they're probably not getting the full scope of information. So from that, I've gotten a question a lot of, should I be fasting? Is it bad? Can I be doing this wrong? And absolutely, it can be not the right thing for you. You can be doing it wrong for your body. And when we look at research of this, anybody that quotes any research, or this is what it does, or blah, blah, yes, that is what it will do in the male body, because most of the time they're studying the fasting effects on a male body. These are things, I talk about this in the first chapter of my book, The Female Fat Solution. Majority of research is done on men. Of course. Come on. There's me getting emotionally charged. But it's true. It's absolutely true. This is on Amazon. Talks all about nutrition for your hormones, your cycle, working with your physiology, all those things. This is about menopause, female menopause solution. So again, on Amazon, so you can check those out. But when we look at fasting, here are the key things that I find work best for women, right? And women that work with me in the 12-week challenge, it is customized to you. So that is one difference about what I recommend nutritionally for the female body. We are working with your physiology. We are working with how your body functions and making sure that it's the right next step for you, right? Not that we're throwing all this stuff out there, oh, this is a trend, or we're going to do this. It is right for you and your body. There are women that I work with where when I hear what's going on in their system, I say, you know what? I know that you love fasting or you really want to do it. Absolutely not. Your body's not ready for it. That is not going to be helpful for your cortisol levels, for your recovery, any of those things. So keep that in mind. It has to be right for you. In fact, I've heard this from several women recently that are in the current 12-week program that I have and that have done other programs that are try to be for women, right? And they're like, yeah, it was helpful, but I didn't get this information, or this is what was missing, and I didn't really have my body ready for XYZ. And I'm like, yeah, because it really should be individualized, especially when you're struggling with something health-wise, right? If you're going to try something, great, right? Like if you want to start running, you know, super duper, you know what I mean? You can be a runner. Sure. There becomes a point though where if you're going to do it at a certain level, you should hire a coach, right? Yeah. And fasting is one of those things that not done correctly can actually cause more harm than good. If you sprain an ankle, you're not going to keep running on a sprained ankle, right? Am I comparing sprained ankle to fasting? Sort of, but let me back up a minute and talk about, should you be fasting, should you not be fasting, and what is the right thing? First off, by saying there's never no one right answer for everybody. Your health is individualized. Your body has been through different things, has been exposed to different things, and has different processes than everybody else's. You're special and unique. Yay! Therefore, any recommendations for you really should be customized for what your system is going to thrive best off of. So oftentimes when women start working with me in the 12-week, and oh, did I put this in here? Let me put this in here right now. 12-week challenge, waitlist, right there in the comments. 12-week challenge, the waitlist for it right there in the comments. The registration link is actually being released tomorrow. The only way you can get it is on that waitlist. Yes, there's actually, I'm going to have a special way to text too. So I'm gonna see if I can put that phone number. So if you're like, oh my gosh, blah, 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 I'm worried I'm going to miss it, I want to get a text as soon as that waitlist goes live. I'll put that, the phone number that you can text. I'll put that info in the comments too after the video. So if you're like, yes, I want it, I'm in, I want to do this, then you can just text that number and get the link sent to you as well. Otherwise, it would be through your email. So fasting. Should I be fasting? right? Is this a good idea? It is not a good idea if your system's been depleted, right? If you're nutritionally depleted, if you've been cutting calories, if you are exhausted, right? If you have other mineral deficiencies, nutrient deficiencies, things like that of any kind, any other depletion, I'm exhausted, all that stuff. If you're stressed, super stressed out, you're having stress responses, right? You're not sleeping well. You keep waking up during the night and have a hard time getting back to sleep. Yeah, your system's not repairing the way that it should. So why would you do fasting, which is another stressor on your body? Your body has to be ready for that stressor. It can be a positive stressor as long as your system is ready for it. The female body responds completely differently to stressors than the male body. So keep these things in mind, that a lot of the verbiage or information that's being thrown out, like general stuff, from a lot of people, it's not that it's incorrect, it's correct for the male body. And when I reference fasting, and I have a lot of information on my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Beth Westy, I talk specifically about nutrition and tactics and things like fasting for the female body. So, other restrictions, right? Again, oh, I cut carbs, or I cut these other things, and oh, I've been doing this for a really long time. Yeah, that's going to be hard on your system. That's going to be hard on your system. Is it a good idea then to jump into some fasting schedule when you've already been doing this and you have hormone issues, right? You've been sick, or you had an injury, all these things going on. Is that a good idea? No. Generally not a good idea, right? It is a good idea if your body is primed. What does that mean? You've had constant fuel. You had enough protein to help your body repair, right? Go through this whole thing. It's nutrient supported fasting, which means it's supporting your blood sugar levels, it's supporting your digestion, not letting those things shut down, because in the female body, when that shuts down, metabolism shuts down, right? And you're getting the right guidance for you, because your system can go through things that maybe you're not realizing and you're not sure if it's a good or a bad idea. For example, why this is so important. I'm getting fired up again. There's a gal that I started working with. This was, she's in the current 12-week challenge, and when we went over her Dutch test, which is the test that comes with the 12-week now, it's a dried urine test for comprehensive hormones. So we look at estrogens, progesterones, testosterones, androgen levels, as well as cortisols and your adrenals. Some nutrients, B vitamins, glutathiones, as well as neurotransmitters. I'm throwing a lot of stuff out at you because it is an extensive test. It takes us at least 45 minutes to go over it. It's that extensive, right? But it opens up so much about your system and how it's functioning. It really, really does. And this gal was sharing with me her schedule, her routine, things that she was trying. She's like, I just don't understand. I am not losing any weight. I am working out with a trainer 5 days a week. I am doing these things. I am counting all these things religiously. I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and nothing is changing, and I'm still getting more and more exhausted. What is wrong? I said, besides her cortisol reaction and some of these other hormone issues, a big thing too that was happening is that her creatinine levels were showing that she was actually eating her own muscle throughout the day. So I was like, I know that you want to do this fasting and everything else, but right now your body's not going to get to fat burning at all. It cannot, because it's eating your muscle tissue, because it's so depleted. So that's where the guidance she was getting, it's not bad information, it just was not the right fit for her. And she was being trained to not listen to her own body's responses of the fatigue, like being shaky after a workout because she tried so hard and just fatigued the muscle. Or somebody be like, oh yeah, that's how you really build the muscle. You got to break it down to build it up. Well, sure, but it shouldn't be like that every time, and it shouldn't take you 5 days to recover from a leg day. That is not good. So it's important that you're getting the right guidance for your body, your system. It's a very different thing to go through. So if you have questions on this, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. This is something I work with women all over the world. I get questions every single day from everywhere because so many women struggle with these things, because the information that is put out is geared towards the male body and not the female body, which just functions differently, because it has a different functional purpose. That's, okay, great. It's not good or bad. It just is the way that it is, meaning it will respond differently if it's not set up correctly for that. So that's what we do in the 12-week challenge. Again, if you have questions, let me know, but the best way to get involved there is either on that wait list, and then like I said, I'll put the number down there that you can text to make sure that you're getting a text message to receive the registration link that goes live tomorrow. Yeah. Other resources I have for you, my podcast, The Female Health Solution, which talks about a bunch of different topics. Today, Dr. Victoria and I talked about support from your significant other. I shared some fun stories on there. Because I'm married, right? Me and my husband, we've been together for 19 years. Long time. So, that's what I got for you guys tonight. Just some fasting information. If you have questions on something that I've covered, or you want me to do a deep dive, or you want me to do more information on something, something here, I absolutely can. Just let me know. Again, you can put some info in the comments, put a question in the comments, and I can absolutely cover it. I think there was a comment here. Did I miss it? I want to make sure I didn't miss it. There was a question. I fast sometimes. Is that a good idea? Ooh, that's a great question. Is it a good idea? I would have to know more about you to know if it's a good idea or not. Depending, are you depleted? Are you really stressed out? If you are, I would say it's not a good idea. But if you are ready to go through it, it can be a really positive thing. Does the Dutch test also test complete thyroid panel? It does not test a thyroid panel. The Dutch test is a urine test. Thyroid is best through blood, so that would be a different lab that we would have you do. There's other online tests. You don't take the test online. You can order it, and they can be at-home tests. That's the one thing I love about Dutch. It's sent to your house. You take it at home. You send it back into the lab, and then we go over the results together. And then I give you a customized protocol based on what your results are from that test. So for a thyroid panel, and that's a great thing, it would be a separate thing because that's through blood, not urine. Yes. Sometimes I have to order gut tests for people, which is a fecal sample. Yeah. Oh, you go over Dutch test results in this program? Yes, I do, Erica. I do. Yep. So how it goes is you will, registration opens tomorrow. This is the time. You get the Dutch test sent to you. We go over your results and you get your specific protocol. And we go through a 30-day primer, getting your system ready while we're getting your Dutch processed, and then we start in April. Get jumpstart right on that 12-week then. Yes, yeah. I am always fascinated at what I find when I go over tests. In fact, I went over a test yesterday with somebody, and as we were talking about some of her results, and she had said she'd waited since I think it was last May to get the test. And I was like, that's really interesting. Why? And she's like, well, my husband was, not sure, this and this and this. And I went over it, and there was one point she actually broke down in tears. Because she said, I can't tell you how amazing this feels. Because I wasn't giving her good information, right? I felt kind of bad. And I was like, I'm sorry, it's not good. But I was like, but these are the things that we're going to need to change. We're going to need to change how you work out, how you fuel your body, and you need to support it in these ways moving forward for you to get a different result. She's like, no, she's like, you don't understand. I feel so validated right now. I feel so heard on what I've been struggling with for such a long time. And here it is. Here's the reason right here, printed out. I was like, yeah, you can't make this up. And this isn't something that you can just eat more kale and it'll get better type of thing. This stuff is off, and we need to address it for your system in order for your body to function better so you feel better and then can get results. Results don't happen like that, right? It's a process of going through giving your body what it needs. Yes. So great question. Yes. So we go over this in detail with each person, and you get something customized to you. That's also very different about the 12-week than anything else, is that it is specific to you and what you need. Can you take the Dutch on the 20th day of your cycle? That is when you take the Dutch test. Christine's asking, can you take the Dutch test? Yes, the Dutch test, you guys are having questions on this. I should do one on just taking the Dutch test, which I do have information on how to do it in the test. So this is a sample of what the Dutch test, what comes to your house. And there's information, there's all these other things. It tells you when to take it, but you do take it between days 19 to 22 of your cycle. So day 19, 20 is the best of your cycle to read the progesterones. Yes. Yeah. They're amazing. Dutch is amazing. Dutch. Precision Analytical is the lab company. I just call them Dutch. Yeah. Do I go over thyroid panel if somebody has already had that done? Yes, I do. Yep. If you've had other testing done, I often have you send that to me, so I include that in all the data and information that we talk about. Because if you've had thyroid issues, there's actually different nutritional recommendations I have for you to make your thyroid happier. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you guys had some good questions. Yes. All right. Let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if this is, helpful in like looking at the 12 week, because again, we launch tomorrow. Now, I usually fill within 24 hours from launch. So the reason I talk about this is that if you want in, I don't want you to miss out. Because the next launch that I will do will be about 3 months from now. So it is a lapse. I do have some other options that I will talk about later, but for right now, if you're looking at getting this done, the Dutch, getting specific customized recommendations for you, all those things, the 12-week challenge is where to do it. And again, everything is built for the female body, and then you work with Dr. Victoria and I specifically for your customized protocols to make sure you are getting the right results. So let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if the other information was helpful. If you have any other questions, and again, I'll put that link right there below. The link is below for the waitlist for you to get the registration, but I'll also put a phone number so you can text that to get the registration link also. Okay, that's what I got for you guys tonight. I will see you later. This is a side note. I'm not a fancy gal, and sometimes I like put my hair up and I like forgot that it was like this and that I was wearing like my kid's scrunchie, right? And I was like, I've just been going all day, just like, doing things, making meal guides, like all this stuff. I love it. And then sometimes by the end of the day, I'm like, oh, it's a good thing I work virtually. You're not here for the fashion though, right? You're here for the stuff, which is great. All right. Have a great rest of your night. Let me know if you have other questions or if there's any other way I can support you, and I will see you later.